It can feel disorienting when something ends without being spoken aloud. Not announced, not clarified, just quietly gone. You may notice how the absence of words becomes its own presence, how the silence takes up space inside you, even when you're trying to focus on other things. There's often no single moment to point to, just a gradual realization that the connection is no longer moving, no longer responding, no longer there in the way it once was. At the same time, there can be an odd sense of closeness that hasn't fully released. Part of you feels aware that it's over. Another part still feels linked to it, as if the ending didn't quite register emotionally. You might feel both detached and attached at once, like your body understood before your heart caught up. That split can be confusing. It can make ordinary days feel slightly off, even when nothing obvious is wrong. You may find yourself holding two truths side by side, knowing it ended, and still feeling like it never really finished, wanting to move forward, while also feeling pulled backward by unanswered moments. The wanting doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it's subtle, a small pause before checking your phone, a quiet wondering if something might still be said. These small moments can carry more weight than expected. There can be a gentle but persistent questioning that settles in. You may notice yourself replaying interactions, not to analyze them, but to see if there was a missed signal, a place where something could have been named, a moment that might have offered clarity if it had gone slightly differently. These questions don't always come with blame. Often they arrive as tired curiosity, mixed with a wish for something firmer to stand on. It can also feel lonely in a particular way, not because you're alone, but because the ending wasn't shared. It wasn't mutual in expression, even if it was mutual in outcome. You might notice a sense of carrying the emotional weight by yourself, like the experience didn't get witnessed by the person who was part of it. That can leave you feeling unseen, even as you try to make sense of it privately. Sometimes there's a quiet ache around dignity, a sense that saying nothing felt easier for them, but heavier for you. Not because you needed answers to survive, but because acknowledgement matters. When nothing is said, it can feel like your experience didn't earn a closing sentence. That feeling can linger without asking to be fixed. It just stays nearby. There may be moments when you feel steady, followed by moments when the unfinishedness returns. This movement back and forth doesn't mean anything went wrong. It reflects how endings without words don't land all at once. They settle in layers. You might notice calm one day and restlessness the next, without a clear reason. Both can exist without needing to cancel each other out. It's possible to let the ending remain undefined for now, not as acceptance, not as resolution, but as honesty. Something ended, and nothing was said, and you're still holding the feelings that came from being part of it. Those feelings don't need to be organized or concluded yet. They can exist without direction. There is room here for quiet presence, for allowing the silence to be what it is, without forcing it to explain itself. You don't have to turn the lack of words into meaning. You can simply notice how it feels to carry an ending that never spoke. If you want, you can stay here a little longer, letting the unsaid remain unsaid, and letting yourself be here anyway.